Morning, everybody. As you see, I posted some signals on the QT WhatsApp group. I hope you've all received them all right. Good morning. A couple of minutes as per normal, and we get started. I think we posted on there, Marty. Just a second. It's the QT WhatsApp group. Have you got more than 2.5 grand or 150 US in your account? If you have, it should have been posted. I'll just check. Do it now if that's the case. Just a second. You've added to the group. You should be on there. You should receive the group WhatsApp. I've definitely added you. I thought I had. Just check your QT WhatsApp group. Hope it sends the right number because you're definitely on it. Oh, you have got it. Oh, that's all right. Oh, panic job there. Looks like it's got the signal wrong. I sent it through to them and they posted it out. Yeah, so I think we've got the wrong way around. It's got to go to GBP CHF. Someone's on the ball here. Just give me a second. GBP CHF. Right, the stop loss, just a second. Bring this up, GBP CHF. 12935 is, they got it the wrong way around. Okay, the TP and the stop loss is back to front. Thank you. I just put that in the middle. Just give me a second as I just correct it. Okay, I've just posted on there. I hope it's all clear. It's just back to bloody front. Okay. I sent it off there. They put it out, and I copy and paste it back on. I was coming to the trade, and that's my excuse to check it. But one of the clients actually on the board said, "Hang on, it's a sell. The stop loss is below and not up." So it's the wrong way around. Yeah. Yeah, okay, but I mean, a lot of people have been experienced, then they get confused, understandably. So yeah. And you just look at yourself, and clearly, I mean, it makes sense everywhere, but not a problem. As you see, it's clearly on the GBP CHF the right way around on this one. Just we'll do it as we speak, actually. GBP, just let these guys in. GBP CHF, put this in properly, 1.1293. And it's already come off a bit. Can you chase it? It's my only problem now. 1.1105 I can do. Yeah, that's the problem now. You're not getting a risk reward. You're chasing it a bit now. It needs to be above 1.5, in my opinion. It's up to you. You can, if you like, to get a reasonable risk reward. But it's clear, it's 88 is the actual signal, and it looks like the ship might have sailed on that. Might get a bit of a bounce. Anything happening? It's up to you anyway. But it was 88 was the not the buy, on the sell. 88 on the bid. 88 on the bid. Okay.
Incoming mail.
A lot of guys call up, what time frame should I put it on for the signals? I'm not understanding. Maybe it's thick. I don't understand what they mean by that. I get that quite a lot, so I'm just wondering if I'm missing a word somewhere. If you see what I'm saying. The signal's a signal. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. I get it a few times, but an isolated case. I'm not quite sure what they mean by it. I think I've worked it out, what they mean. It worked out what they mean. I'll explain in a minute. I think what they mean by that is it's not whether you're doing a strategy in a 1 hour, 10 minutes, whatever. It's how long do you think they're going to be in there? It's for a day or a few days. Now, it's by, you can hold as long as you like. Always remember, when you go into it, how long it will take, nobody in the world knows. It depends on the market and the variables of millions of people trade the market. It might be in out the same day, it might take several days, depending. Sometimes it takes even longer, depending on the market. Okay, so I'll give an example, just to explain again. You put a signal in and you disappear into the Borneo jungle or whatever, and 3 weeks later you come back. 3 things happen. You're either stopped out, or it's hit your stop, or you hit your TP, or you're still in the market. So you can get out anytime, cut your position, or if you're busy and it hits one of the SLT, it's an automatic exit, but you obviously can manually exit. That might be clear to some people just starting off. So I know a lot in the sales presentation talk about day trades, maybe it sounds sexier, but you can't predict that. Let's say this might come screaming down and you're out in 2 or 3 hours time, or it might come down, bounce around, maybe 3-4 days, Tuesday next week, you're now getting fed up with it. So say, like, bloody hell, I'm in a profit, seem to be faffing around, I'm taking it so I can release margin to go somewhere else. Okay, now clearly you don't want to be chasing it now. 1.35, no. Okay, so not too bad on that one. Okay, just going to quickly put that one down, 1.1188. Just going to write it down, 1.1293, 1.1005. Okay, right, so don't shake it now, so I'll knock this off. What was the other one? Just give me a second. AUDNZD. Right, AUDNZD. I need to write this down where AUDNZD. this one down. This is a short as well, isn't it? Yeah, short. So that's 1.08664. 82 is slightly better price. We're in business here, getting a better price. I hope this is keeps knocking off. Sorry, should have written it down. It's too busy to, just a lot of stuff in meetings. Things drag on a bit, and anyway. Stop loss 1.0866 and sorry there. What a pleasure. Okay. Yeah, you're getting a better price on this one because the signal's gone out 1.0782. Clearly, it's 10 pips better. So for goodness sake, guys, don't put a sell stop if you like. If you don't like, ignore it. If you like the signal, don't put a sell stop in. Go in at market because you're getting a better risk. Okay, it was 95. It's now 85 rand a micro. So if you're going in now, if you're not in, you want to go in now. Go in right now because you're getting a better price. Hope we're all clear on that. Any queries? Good. Good stuff. All clear. Great. Not sure anything's been posted to the mailbox on this. I don't think it has. No, don't think it has. No. Okay. So I think they might be sending all that. I'm not sure they're sending out to, but I know I've sent. We're all going into the smaller because we haven't got enough money to go into free trades. There's free trade signals. Guys with a bit more have, so they can diversify. And that's the whole point behind it. Okay, where are we? Okay, so that's fine if you've taken. I just want to write that down. Was on it. Where are we? AUD and ZD. We can recap and go into a Q&A as per normal. Sell 1.0782. When we got it at 0866. 1.064.
Incoming mails.
What one sent out? I hope it's not the GBP CHF one. That's the Arts one. Told Arts not to, because the stop loss is too wide for the smaller guys. I asked him not to. I was standing anyway. Never mind. Just be careful, GBP CHF guys. You've got small funds because about 200 bucks a micro. You missed it anyway. You'll be chasing it here now. But if you got in the correct price, it's 200 bucks a micro, and that's you need two grand your account to go take that kind of risk reward. Okay, just bear that in mind. Always look at the minimum 0.01. Make sure as a percentage of your balance, you've got enough free margin where you can take it. I was hoping this one would go out because it's got the cheapest risk reward, and the other two, as well as this one, would both say like I've done this morning. You all know what I mean by that. Okay, there you are. Exotic. Okay, so if you got that, there is the other one. I'm just going to go and look at it quickly. Was the EURCAD? EURCAD. Okay. Sorry, there's so much clutter on here. I'm going to get rid of it. There we are. Again. Just trying to three things at once. I'll be right with you. Hang on. Okay, and the GBP CHF 200 and okay, so just remember that you must do the math on it. Someone said, I don't understand. I said, sorry, on GBPCF signal, the SL and TP were the wrong way around. And they said, didn't understand that. Is that not clear to everybody? Just wanted to, because I didn't understand that. I mean, stop loss and TP the wrong way around. So, well, it's like, I don't know, guess. Okay, all right. Okay, Euro CAD. This is another one. Let's get the details out now so you can look at it and anyone's taken it or not. This is clearly, clearly it is a buy. Putting the dating CY. It's there. We got 14751. So you can still go in, slightly better price. The stop loss 1.4655. 1.497. Okay, right. This one I see some upside, and yeah, we've signaled at 47.51. So it's right about market or a bit better. So if you want to do it, then clearly go market.
Incoming mails.
I'm not sure if we're doing that because we don't want the guy with small amounts getting company does what it does. Okay, are we all good with that? AUDNZD, sure. All happy with that one? Go back to it. AUDNZD, AUDNZD. Just put the figures in at the market if you're not in it. If you're not. Okay, 85 bucks a micro. Just remember, as I said, when it was posted on the Quick Trade group WhatsApp, GBP CHF, the stop loss and TP are the wrong way around. So where you say TP, that's the stop loss. Where you see SL, that's the TP. Because normally I always put the stop loss first and the TP. For some reason, when they do the posting out of those signals, they put the TP first, the SL second. And that's what confuses me, don't anywhere else. I think it should be the SL first and the TP. That's just me though. So just remember, if you haven't taken it, I don't think you can take it now. The ship sailed. Always check the price and make sure. Well, just like check it first. You must use some mathematical common sense. It's absolutely vital. It's not a blind going in, not understanding at all. That's no. It's you've got to have a look at the price, the signal. That's clearly sold. So you're not on board GBP CHF, you've missed it. It might bounce back, it goes up and down. It might come back to entry, but all the calculations are made at 1188, not at 1170. So it's 18 pip differential. That's too far. So you can't chase that. And so you missed it. But as I say, the GBP CHF, the stop loss and TP are correct, but the wrong way around. Hope that's clear now. Okay. Ask Quick Trade Chat, they will help you with that. Okay, we got that on that. Yeah, the position size calculator. Yeah, you just go to the live chat, go for technical support. It'll load onto your computer. If you've got a phone, you've got to find some in the App Store. We don't have it for the phone. Hope all clear. Just let Tuso in. Good stuff. All right. Hope all good. If you got it, great. Move on. Any comments? Anything you want to discuss, guys? I've been so busy doing stuff here. I might have missed some comments on the chat line. Please repeat or unmute as per normal. We can take it from there. All good. Okay. Fantastic one, Billy. All right. Let's just look at a couple of things we've had out so far. Gold. Are you there, Anna Marie? Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. She asked me for a better trade yesterday. I have never felt so much pressure in my entire life. Thank goodness I came to the party. And here we are. At least you got a smile on your face, Anna Marie. Good stuff.
I'm not in gold. I'm not in gold.
Well, I don't. Oh, if you didn't get it, whatever, you're the catalyst because it was a beaut. We're up nearly around about $20 per ounce. We're up. Clearly, if you took the trade, I think we're just in a roundabout way. We will have the accolade to a certain Mefro Funtenberg for that, because no, hang on, Ken's not here. At a more serious note, he was one, and we draw attention to absolutely. It's come back nicely as a reminder. I'm waffling about something else somewhere, in another trade somewhere. And yeah, we got in about 2002 to 2004, depending on the speed you got it in. Never mind, move your stop loss up. We're a bit on the daily. It's a bit of resistance this level here. Hope it's going to take it out. Let's look at the just a second. Yeah, the dollar's still coming off, so it might break through. But in case it doesn't, we don't want to get it too close. I think $2,015 you can modify to. So you're built in a nice profit, get stopped out. But if it breaks through, you're still on board, and it might even get to 2035. Don't forget, if the dollar keeps on falling and the yields keep on falling, the momentum's up. Don't get stopped out at 2035. Modify your stop as normal. Modify your TP up to maybe 2050. And if you're getting a bit nervous, take some off the table. So if you've got 10 micros, maybe 3 or 4, 5 you can bank and let the other 5 run. But remember, don't limit yourself with things running to 2035. If you want, you can, but I'm just saying be aware of that, those extra little bullet points, if you like. Hope we're all on the same page on it.
Hey, mate.
Short the euro dollar. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure about that, Marnie. I'm not happy with that at all. We're all long here. It will come back in a minute. Sorry, no, Ken, go for it.
I was saying if you look at gold on a weekly, it gets up to 2070.
Yeah, you can go up there. 250 might have a little bit of psychological profit taking. Remember, there's going to be a lot of guys around the 235 and 2050 with TPs in there, which can get triggered for a pullback. And we don't know how many are there, how many pullback, how many will be triggered for the sell pullback. You know what I mean? And then if it's not too many, come off a little bit and then go up to 2070. I think it'll take a pause around there. You will get a pullback if it does get there, and for another surge later on to 2. They're all talking now. It looks like the recession is now going to face up to reality. We've been talking about here for a while. I think they're starting to realize in the States now, recession seems to be the name of the game. So we could get a more turn to gold. A lot of pressure from China, Saudi Arabia, India, saying they want to start changing the dollar from the international currency. That'll take a long time. The fact they're talking about it is meaning there's a little bit of nerves as a safe haven. Where they go to gold. So yeah, gold is the name of the game at the moment, especially when your dollar is down at these sort of levels, around the 101, 102, 102 mark. Just bear that in mind on the DXY. So yeah, I agree with you entirely, Ken. So if the TP start to get near and the momentum's still up, modify your stop. If you're nervous, bank some of your position. You know what I mean by that? Bank some of it and then let the rest run. And if it's still going up to 2050, why get out? Move it up again to 2070, as Ken points out. Maybe bank another couple of whatever you got, micros or whatever you got, and then modify the stop until you eventually stopped out or whatever. You get the idea. We can't, Tembe, we can't do S&P. If you're in it, you can get out. It's close only. We're having too much problem with the data feed, and quite frankly, the popularity of the Nasdaq and having the micro access. Why do the S&P? You got the Dow and the Nas, and you got access to it on the micro. What incentive would you want to go for S&P? But if you still love it, you specialize it, and it's the name of your game, I'm afraid you're going to have to find another broker to trade that. Stay with us, but S&P for another broker or whatever. But you don't have access on S&P. I don't think it's necessary. Why would you do that when you've got a micro NAS? The only use of S&P, in my opinion, in the past, because the guys couldn't afford the NAS, they could afford the S&P. Now you've got the micro, so you've got the Ferrari, and it's affordable. Why use the S&P? No point, my opinion. There you go, Derek. You probably modified too quick, too soon. Remember, that's the problem. You get nervous, psychology. It takes a while to get a hang of that psychology. You get it too close, and it stops you out because you're so scared it's going to come back in a nice little profit. So you put it $2 or $3, $4, $5 away, comes back, knocks you out, and goes up. You should still be on board. That's why I say modify to maybe 2015. 2015. If you want, rather maybe bank a couple and keep the rest going. We all know how to park close. I've gone through it a couple of times. You don't, I'll show you again. I don't mind doing it because it is important. It doesn't take long to show you. But, maybe bank a couple of them and let the rest run and keep a decent distance between the two. A lot of guys, unfortunately, getting the stop loss too close and the noise knocks them out and it continues to target and you find you're making 5 wins and then you make 1 big loss and it knocks them all out. You know what I mean? It should be 1 win, should be worth about at least 1.5 loss. You know what I mean? Not the other way around. Okay. But anyway, I'll come back to euro dollar as mentioned there. We should be short, should be long. Let's have a look, euro dollar. All right, euro dollar. Clearly the long. I don't know what you're doing short, unless you want to enter a short. Maybe I misunderstood you. The momentum is right at resistance. There might be some TPs triggered here, which might mean a bit of a pullback, a retracing pullback. We exit the longs, you're selling. A bit of a pullback there before it resumes its upward trend. Dollar's very weak. Euro's still pretty strong. Buy the pullbacks. But I wouldn't be entering now. If you're on board, modify your stop in the normal way. We've got a nice one out there. It's about 80 pips up, I think. So that's doing just nicely. But modify, protect yourself. Normal story. 1.1 is a very strong round figure. There probably will be a little bit of a pullback. I don't know the extent of it before it move up again. So I would not be shorting it. We don't know the extent of the pullback, even though I say it's likely to happen. Rather hold on, give a decent sized stop loss, give it room to breathe, and see if we can take up 1.1. That all makes sense. You got it, good, Marty. Hope everyone else do speak a little bit quickly, but then I can repeat. Okay, just to recap. Does everyone understand what that means? And does everyone understand you can park closed? If you don't understand, please post there and I'll show you. It doesn't take long. And it's for 2 seconds of showing you an extremely valuable tool. Very valuable. So I'll wait for anyone posting. So let's see how those are going. If you don't post, I assume you all know how to do that. CHFJPY. 888, what's happening here? What's happening? Did we get a short on this one, didn't we? What do you think, Farney? Come on now, come on. Hey? See you there.
A long on it, morning or.
No, don't hide from me. We got a long on that one, haven't we? 148.50. Oh, sorry, I thought it was 147.50. That's what I was jumping up and down. I was doing 148.50.
That was on the EG strategy.
That was on the EG strategy, yeah. So we're 30 pips for the good on that one. That's just good. That's fine. So you can modify whatever, but that's doing okay. Got a bit nervous yesterday, remember the noise running around? So it's just the noise. Luckily, it seems to be doing just fine. Fantastico. The Dow was Euro JPY 146.10. What's happening there? That's starting to come right. It's a bit shady overnight. but it's starting to come right. So we're a bit of a profit there, 15 pips, that's nice. URCAD was a buy at 47.08. We've got, that was on the EJ as well, 47.08. That's now, 36 pips in profit. And the AUDCHF was the day before on the 11th. Will be today, Thursday, on Tuesday. AUDCHF, 1.6014 as a sell. Not much, 2 days to do 2 or 3 pips in profit, but I still think it's better than zero. You get the idea, and it's certainly a lot better than the red. So it's a tiny bit of blue there, but it's not so much. But at least it's okay. Euro dollar we spoke about that. We got a 9.10 on Tuesday. Not talking CPI, we're talking about the EJ, EJ strategy, and we're now what's euro dollar now? I think it's about 80 something. Got in at 10, and euro dollar now is 98.1. Okay, so we're 90 pips on in profit on that one. So clearly, if you're still in that one from the EJ, well, clearly modified stop in the normal way. So the EJ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got out, very good indeed. Well, 4 are very good, 1's okay. And the Dow looks like, well, they're not so good, but anyway, that's not bad going. That's the kind of risk reward we're happy. That's in fact, very few people can say you'll get that kind of consistent level. So I'm happy with that. Very happy, in fact. Big smile on the face. AUD CAD we got out yesterday, 08965. That's not doing so well. It's still hovering, but it's holding at the 200. So keep your fingers crossed. I got out in the long there, as you know, and I forgot to put in a short, to be honest. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, or maybe I can't remember. But the point is that if you're in, it should come right. So just hang on to that one. Have I missed anything? The gold talked about. Just run with it. Modify to 2015. Any questions on what I've been talking about there? No problem, Solid. Anything I went too quick on? Just want clarifying again. Very important you ask, and I'll clarify for you. In the meantime, while you think of that, I'll just post the chat line, the dollar index for you. So you've got it all handy there. And the economic calendar. Remember, we got PPI tonight. I'm not so that's this afternoon, I mean. Just as I said that, what happened there? Dirk points out. Great minds think alike. Did I mention that? Up it popped in front of me. Yeah, PPI. No. It's important, but it's not quite the CPI thing. And CPI is a good indication of the producer price index. So it will the markets, but I would say not the strategy trade. Okay. FOMC is coming early May. It's 4th of May, whenever that Wednesday is. That again is Q&As and statements. It's not a data release. So clearly that's where you've got to be very careful because the market should jump around a bit. Okay. I think it's going to be quite important that waiting with bated breath, where he's going to continue with the interest or he's going to take it easy off because of the bank problems and that sort of thing. So it'll be quite important on that day, whenever it is, early May. We'll worry about it when we get to it. I'm just pre-warning now. Be very careful of trades that day because that's going to be another important indicator. As I said, my major disappointment, we didn't have a big disparity to the CPI yesterday. Then we'd have got a clear direction, and you'll find when you get a clear direction, trading is a hell of a lot easier. Okay, is it moving? I hope it's moving the right way. I hate when something's moving and it's, I get excited when it's the wrong bloody way. EuroCAD, what's it doing? Yeah, yes, it is indeed. 51, it's just starting to move. We're only on a 15-minute, by the way, so don't get too excited that green candle. It's a short-term chart. At least it's moving, you're quite right. GBP CHF, that's definitely shipped. That ship's definitely sales doing okay. ADNZD, if you got in a little bit later than the signal, you got a better price. It's coming off to be a happy chappy. Yeah, starting to come up a little bit. So the guys got in late and be smiling. I got early. We're actually 4 or 5 hits away. Not time to panic. So that's fine. So across the board, I can safely say not too bloody bad. Sorry, Anna Marie, I was too much joking around with you. I forgot. Did you get the gold trade? And are you still in it? Oh, how come? What a pity. I take a lot of you did do the gold trade. Sincerely hope Ken did. Okay.
Yes, mate, I'm in the gold.
Okay. Well, remember we said didn't get there, but we fiddled with the SL to make the risk reward run out of 2004. Good thing that finally to go in. Remember we discussed that with Ken. Remember he was talking on there and saying it looks like it's not coming back. It's hovering to and starting to move up. Let's go for it and just make a slightly tighter stop. Okay. And it worked out okay. Well, it's a bit late now. You have to wait a bit, Anna Marie, I'm afraid. It is now, yeah, it's going down now. I just think the dollar's definitely not the safe haven it once was. And you can see that from the strength of gold. So it's just, that's good. So most of the stuff now seems to be looking pretty good. Some very good, even Stevens to pretty good. Yeah, so that's fine. The EJ ones are doing fine, and so far so good with the others. Okay, great. We didn't take it as much. Looking forward to Anna Marie saying, hey, I'm doing well on the gold one after we were teasing each other for fun. I think brilliant on EJ. Yeah, it's about 90 pips in profit. It might get a bit of a pullback, like I said, because it's a very strong round figure. There'll be a lot of TP set there, which will get triggered. So I'm expecting a bit of a pullback, which is not happening. Bloody hell, it's not happening at all. What's the dollar doing? When that happens, clearly that's enormous momentum. I thought we got to 1.1, it might get a profit-taking pullback. I mean, it doesn't happen. It comes at me, 2 pips goes on. It means a lot of guys are just saying, right, I'm not getting out of this. The momentum's there, I'm sticking with it. So that's very powerful. So clearly we're now 100 pips in profit. I hope you guys are not closing it, jumping out and grabbing it too quick and panicking. You need to ride these momentums. And we got the backup of a fundamental, giving us a not bigger direction I like, but some direction to move forward with it. So don't get out too quick. You should be maximizing these breaks, maximizing it. So in theory, if you're not doing well after the last couple of days, clearly I'd take your profit too quickly, or you're moving your stop loss too close, or something's wrong somewhere. Because clearly the evidence is written down. Can't be lying or cheating or fiddling the books or anything like that. It's clear in front what they're doing. Okay. That normally happens then if you're battling is either you didn't fully understand it, or more likely the emotion took control. That will take a bit of time to control. I know from experience myself, it does take a bit of time. So everything's new to you, it's frightened, it's jumping around, etc. It's quite totally understandable. But the quicker you can get a grasp of controlling, not controlling complete, we're all going to be emotional. The better. Okay, all right. Gold's it still going up? Because $1's flying. Gold's still going up. So yeah, just look like it's on its way. Yeah, so leave your stop at 2015 on the gold. And if it gets to 2035, you can move your stop to maybe 2025, move your TP up to 2050. And if you want, in case there's a pullback, you want to maybe cut some of your position, bank some of it, we'd say something, take some off the table, let the rest run till you eventually, in theory, stopped out. Okay. Hope you understand that strategy. Are we all good in what I was talking about there? Because that's quite important. Anybody like me to go over that again? Oh, that's all right. She's come back on. I thought it was level 6, so I was going to be off till 12. Just come back on again. That's good. Are we all clear what I'm talking about? Because I do know 1 or 2 guys do find it difficult because I speak a little bit on the quick side, and it's important everybody understands this. Okay, I expect you would find him doing it for a while. Come on, newer guys, etc. Anybody there not sure what I'm talking about, and we'll slow it down, repeat, or get somebody else to explain more clearly. Okay, Pietro, we're talking about the EJ one. Oh no, sorry, this one here. Okay, switching again. Okay, this one is basically not the EJ, it's a normal one. You buy here, right? We have across areas, right? And you've got, let's say, 1 minute or 10 microns. Okay, you know the difference. 1 minute is 10 microns. and your TP is here. Okay, there's your TP, and your stop's down here. You start to go up, you modify your stop in the normal way, and he gets here, and you think, well, the momentum's still pretty good. I don't want to be taken out of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to modify my stop from here to, let's say, up here. Okay, get the idea? Then what you might say, it's a bit nerve-wracking here. I've got 10. I think I'm going to bank 4. So you go and bank 4. Now you've got 6 left to run, 6 micros, that is. Move your stop up as well, and it continues up, right? It gets to, I'll put a line just to show, it's all examples, putting on so you get the concept. Comes to this level here, right? As it approaches this level here, you're thinking, yep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up to there, for argument's sake. Move it up to there, it's your TP. Move your stop from here to maybe here. And then you've got 6, maybe bank another 3. So you've got 3 micros running. That's your next TP, and your stop is here in case it goes wrong. So you've already banked, let's say 7, that's banked. You're still running with 3, and if it does come back and knock you out, you'll still make a profit on the residual 3. Does that make sense? It's nothing complicated, it's just we don't always think about it. Okay, that's what I try to ask. Okay, people didn't say they didn't understand the question. Let's explain. Show how it's done. It's quite simple. You can take this one. We'll take this one. CHF JPY. See, I've banked a lot of them for these 2. And that was the yesterday's CPI. So it doesn't matter. It's still doing all right. I banked. All the rest is banked. So it's doing fine. So now I'm in 0.1 of the CHF JPY. And I'm getting a little bit nervous. Let's put it up as we speak. Just give me a second. Right. Let's look at the daily. Let's see. Let's crunch it a bit. I'm getting a little bit nervous around these levels. Hang on a minute. I don't want to get off. Right. First, to look at my stop loss. Now, clearly, the stop loss looks wrong to me. Why is the stop loss down there? I thought I'd modify it. Okay, that's clearly wrong. So, too big on you guys. So, I'm going to get the stop loss sorted out first of all. I'm going to make it 148.80. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do is going to modify my stop loss. Now that's modified and protected. You get the idea. Right. Now the next thing I think, well, hang on, that's below the round figure. It's 30 pips away. That should be all right. It's still running up. You know, no, I'm maybe getting a bit nervous. So I'm going to bank 4 of this. I've got 10 micros there. I'm going to bank 4. So that's the SL. I haven't got the TP because these are EJs, by the way. So don't worry about those. This one here we can modify as well. What's this one? 1.10220. So this is clearly incorrect. So I'll do this while I'm at it. Make it 1.980. So do that as I'm at it. Okay, so now that's modified. Now I'll leave that to run. I need to my bit. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I haven't got a TP, this is EJ strategy, don't forget. I'm just modifying, protecting. Not worry about that. Keep modifying. Okay, right. So now we go there and say, not on the stop loss of TP, anywhere but that. I'm going to highlight it. No, well done there. Okay, highlight it. Double click. I did knock myself out there, don't I? Right, double click. This comes up. I'm not going to close. I'm going to close parts. So what I'm going to close? 4 micros. So I'm going to put 0.04, get the idea, and then I click on that, and then this will turn into 0.06, and I bank 4. I can show you that again if you're not sure. Are we all good on that? Why is that? What if I just knocked myself out there? What the hell did I do there? So, sorry a second. I just knocked myself out there. Don't know what the hell I did there. Something bloody stupid. So that's just cost me for bloody showing you guys what's going on. Thank you, Roger. Never mind. Anyway, what the hell? Okay, so are we all clear on that one? No, it's not still. That's the history. I don't know why I got knocked out there. Never mind. Not a problem. Okay, right. We're back to now. Make sure you don't do that. When I do it normally, I'm concentrating a bit better than I did there. Trying to do 2 things at once. When you do it silently on your own, switch the radio off, make sure you don't press the wrong button with that finger. Anyway, coming back to that, guys, do you want me to show you once again? You want to close part position. If that says 0.01, please use some common sense. That is the smallest, so you can't. Only if you got a bigger than the minimum. So you go to the volume, go any of them, but I just want to make it easier for you. Double click. And instead of clicking on the close button there, you put in the volume you want to close. If you want to close 5, you put in 0.05. That there will change to 0.05, and 5 of those micro will be banked. And that will clearly be 350 or 360 instead of 700. Are we all clear on that? All got that? You happy with that, Pietro? And Buzo, have you got that? I don't mind doing it again. This is very important. Very important. Do it 4 or 5 times. You must all understand this. Very important. Please show again. Right. What do you want to, what's your part clear? Let's do another one just to make a change. Let's do this one here. CAD CHF. I've only got 5 micro. I'm not sure why. Oh, that's right. I only got a smaller one because it's an EJ one. That's why. Okay. Right. I want to close, let's say, 2 of those. I've got 5. I want to close 2. We're all on the same page on that one. Double click. Put in 0.02 or whatever you want. I'm just saying 0.02 as an example. Then you click on the close button and you're running 0.03. But make sure your stop loss is modified in the first place to protect whatever happens. Got it. Have you got that, Tuzo? You got that, Buzo? Buzo and Tuzo. Didn't know it, but I'm a poet. Have you got that now? Want to do it again? Got it. Anybody else not got that? Pleasure, what's it here for, Tuzo? Anyone not got that? All clear. Please, please, please understand that. Strategy is going forward is as it's going up, modify, not too close to stop loss. If the momentum's still there, it's getting near the TP, you can modify your stop loss again. You can maybe cut some of your position and then move your TP up as well until you eventually stopped out. You might go on, and then you're down from 10 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 1. You've got one running and modifying the stop until eventually it does pull back and you're knocked out. What a pleasure. Right, EJ principle. Anybody interested in doing that? What about euro dollar? What about the other one? We're all doing fine on that. What's it? 6050. That's fine. 6070. What's it say? 6656. That's 40 pips away. That's good enough. 148.80, 96. Is that right? It's coming off a bit. Probably get stopped out in a minute. Okay, all right. Right. Let's have a look. Anyone want to know about the EJ principle? All I'm asking, if you do, make sure you've got a bit of time, teach a bit more monitoring. It's not if you've got a pressurized job and your meetings all the time, it might be a bit time demanding for you to be doing. Okay, but it's quite a nice way of doing things, but surely basically on technical momentum, nothing more fancy than that. Okay, that's fine, Mark, 100%. So you've banked half, probably a bit quick actually. It's up to you anyway. 466. It's only going up 16 pips. It's a bit quick. You know, the TP is 4907. So I think, you know, 16 pips, it's happy with it. It's a bit quick. I'm going to give at least 40, 50, 60, 80 before I start playing with it. But it was up to you. Okay, right, EJ, but again, you need a bit of time. Just bear that in mind. If you're busy and you don't have more than 100%, but you need a little bit more time with it. Now, this has got nothing to do with Fibonacci, nothing to do with what's happening around the world. It's just a straightforward momentum. We're saying call it EJ because Etienne Joubert, he WhatsApped me and talked about something, and he sparked a thought of mine, discussed it, and I brought it up in the trading last week. It's purely momentum. Probably better to call it momentum strategy. Nothing more, nothing less. Right. Okay, you do to the daily. Simple as that. We've got the daily in front of us. CHF JPY, you got it? Now, you ignore the black line, just go for the blue and the brown, the 50 and the 200. Is it above the 2 or below? Don't answer that. Hopefully, I pray God, that's a rhetorical question. I've done that before, extract something. Isn't the buy zone and neutral sell zone? One guy put their hand up, said the sell zone. Why don't I answer that? It should be utterly obvious that's in the buy zone. Between the two, neutral. Not much of a neutral there, just there you are. Down there in the sell zone. So all you do is you go to the daily. Simple as this. Is in the buy or sell zone. It's the neutral, ignore it. Buy zone, we'll look to buy it, not say it, buy it. Then you go to the 1 hour and you look for the 10-day moving average. When it breaks above, you take it. The problem is it's broken and it's gone too far. That ship has sailed. But if you'd got it round about this level here or something like that, you'd have taken it and move up and et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. So if it's above the 10-hour moving average and it's in the buy zone on the daily and the entry is close enough to make it worth your while, go for it. The problem with this one, as an example, the ship has clearly sailed. If this was down here, something like that, then you got yourself a buy. No more, no less. Yeah, that's too quick. It's totally money. Do not, I repeat, do not, this is a strict order, blame yourself. It's totally understand the ups and downs when you get started. You see a bit of profit and you've seen it taken away before, you want to grab it before you get too cute, naturally. Just always remember the simple mathematics on this. If you're making a 100 pip stop loss and it hits your stop loss, you've lost 100. If you take 10 here and 10 there on a winner, you've got to make 10 winning trades to break out even for one losing trade. Just bear that in mind. Rather try and run it, modify stocks. But never mind, you're still in that one. You cut half of it, but you're getting the idea. That takes a little bit of time and practice. You will not be a doctor after reading 5 minutes of a medical magazine. You get the idea. So be fair of yourself on that. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And it's live. Yeah. As Lorenzo is not with us at the moment, he says, will you ever go to Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is and have these? They always got these YouTube things and they're always using what happened in the past, an example. Clearly, they picked something that's going to fit their narrative. I'm not going to say, oh, by the way, I'll show you how well my system works and then pick a particular instrument where it's showing me losing. Am I? I'm only picking one where my system works beautifully to show you. You get the idea. This we can't cheat because you're quite right. You spot on, say, live. So this is where you put your ass on the line. Okay, Marius, I can certainly do that. We'll use AUD USD as an example. Go firstly the daily, AUD USD. Where is it? Is it above the blue, nor the black line? Is it above the blue, above the brown, or below it, or in between? Well, clear is not above, clear is not in between. It's in the sell zone. The problem is, I have to be honest, I know we talk about pure momentum. My only worry is the dollar's pretty weak at the moment. So I'm a little bit skeptical. But let's have a look on the 1 hour. Is it below the 10? No. We need to be selling this because it's the sell zone, but we need to get on the sell when it's below the 10-hour moving average. Clearly, that's not happening. So my worry about the dollar weakness is giving me a bit of a bolster of the AUD upwards. That's rescued me and yourself from taking the trade because the momentum, the moment, even though it's a sell zone, is upward, we don't take it. If, however, that candle was down here, preferably the whole candle is just there. Let's say the wick is here, the body is here, and the rest of the wick is there. Then you'd sell with a 50 pip stop. That means with a 50 pip stop on currencies, that's 90 rand a micro. You can do the rest of the maths, and you don't put a TP in, you just put a stop loss in, and all you do is just modify a stop. That's why it takes a little bit more time to monitor. So you won't be having a TP. You just modify until you get stopped out. Doesn't stop you if you go on with, let's say, 5 micros or a mini or whatever, banking a few on the way down. No problem there. But you don't have a TP, you'll be modifying on the way down. You get the idea. That's correct. Well, you would not be buying this, you'd be selling it because on the daily it's in the sell zone. So you're looking to sell it. But you can't sell it because it's not below the 10. Give you another example, do this. What should we do? What should we do? We've left the Kiwi out for a while. Let's go pick on him. Let's pick, no, we'll do Euro GBP. I'm looking at that. Right, we'll go to the daily first of all. Where is it? No, it's no good. It's in the neutral zone. You can't do that. It's not above or below. So we're going to find something else. Try Euro JBY. Ah, look at this. This is in the buy zones above. So you go to the 1 hour, look at the buy, remember? The problem is this, you can't buy yet because it's not above. It's not below, it's straddling it. Okay. Now, if this opens up at 11 o'clock above here, you'd be buying it. Then let's say it does open up at this level. Say it opens up about this level here at 146, make it 146.50 and you buy it, or 140, make it 146.45 and you buy it at 11 o'clock, you'd put your stop loss at 145.95, 50 pips below, 90 rand for 1 micro, 2 cents for 3, 5.40 for 6 micros, you get the idea, and no TP. Then, and if it moves your direction, you modify your stop accordingly. Or you can even put a trading stop if you want. It's up to you at 50. And the other thing is, if it turns around and comes back down below, and the entire candle is below that, even if your stop's down there, you could therefore get out. You made a loss, but only maybe 20, 30 pip loss, because it's dropped back below that. Are we on the same page? Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. Got it, well done, Peter. I got it. I'm going to be honest. In my opinion, have to obviously AI. I think yes, there is. You know, clearly, it's still on all the charts during history. Clearly, it's saying at this stage of the game, I don't know, buy the dollar on this particular one because that's what in the past. But you can clearly see the dollar's weak, and you've got a PPI coming out just now, and the consensus dollar weak. You might just say, "I'll pass this one." If you miss out, there's plenty of EJ ones to do. Miss out on it. That's the only thing. I know for a fact, finally went for the Dow yesterday, and I said, well, I'm a bit iffy on it. I think that, you know, the buy principle of the EJ came in, but I think it's overcooked. It might come off a bit. So I think he's going to give it a go anyway, but I think he made 1 or 2 micros, which means he's risking about 20, 40 bucks, something like that. So give it a go. So it's not a problem. Again, a little bit of that just take into account. Okay, I hope that sort of answers your question. No problem, Jack. Good stuff. Good to have you. Okay, hope we're all cool then.
If it's not coming off, I'm going to lose about 3 quarts of beer.
3 quarts of beer. My goodness. That now we're talking serious stuff here.
Yeah,
That's
price-wise.
That is. It is. I don't blame you. It's like 2 shots of you know. No, this is serious. Hang on a minute. This is very serious. I tell you what, take my wife, take my kids, but don't take 2 quarts of beer. No.
Agree.
Yeah, you got to get our priorities right, eh? Riflace, a lion lager, and a rugby. That's the way to go. And a pair of shorts. And the women in the kitchen doing the salads, and the men are talking sport and rugby by the bride. That's how a civilized nation should be about.
Well, Roger, just a question. The GDP of Britain was 0%. In other words, what does that mean? So there was no gross domestic product the last month. I'm not really understand the figure of 0%.
Okay. No, it didn't grow at all. Yeah. That's what it means. No more, no less. They expect a 0.1% growth in February. They got no growth. And in fact, industrial production actually went backwards. They expect to increase by 0.2%, but it actually came off by 0.2. So production down and GDP was exactly the same. No growth.
So what does it imply for the British pound?
Slightly less,
Better
less growth.
or
In
worse?
theory, it should be some weakness. But to be honest, we'll go to GBP. What should we do? GBP CHF, a bit of weakness. What seems to have occurred? A bit of weakness. Well done, everybody. There. That's why I get a bit of weakness. Yeah, a little bit. Remember, always look at the difference. 0.1 and 0 ain't a massive difference. So it shows a bit of weakness clearly, but it wasn't massive. It was like minus 0.5 or something. Then the GBP should in theory come off a lot faster and quicker. Yeah. or vice versa, it's way above it. Doing all right, this one, isn't it, on that subject? We're now 28 in profit, so don't start banking any of it yet. Only 28 pips in profit. What you can do is maybe move your stop down a little bit, not to break even. We want to keep at least 30, 35 pips, something like that, away from it. We've got a 1.293 stop loss. So you can bring it down to 1.2. Sorry, 1.12. Therefore, you've reduced your risk substantially to 12 pips. Okay. And that's still 40 odd pips away. So 1.12, you can modify your stop. You'll still lose your stopped out, but again, you reduced your risk. You calculated you can afford to lose 100 pips. Now, all you're going to lose is 12. Sounds horrible, but better lose 10 than 100, you know what I mean? Anne-Marie says, yeah, right to that comment, yeah. Okay, all good. How's our gold doing now on that subject? Any question, part closing? Any question on the momentum strategy change as opposed to normal single send out? This is purely this trading room, the EJ thing we've evolved. There's nothing to do anywhere else there. You go and speak to somebody out there, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. Purely we evolved it here. All good. See gold's taking it out. It's looking like it's doing pretty well. I hope most of you guys are still in. Please, I don't hope you haven't just taken it because you got a bit excited. Move your stop up now to maybe 20, make it 20, make it straight 20, no, make it 20, keep it 10 bottom line. So I'm thinking on my feet here, beg your pardon. 2018, you can modify again to 2018, you're in gold. So now you bank a nice profit if you get stopped out. I don't think you should close any of your position. Don't part of it. Keep the entire position and see if we can get the TP. If it's going to get the TP at 35, maybe you can move this up to maybe a little bit closer. Make it 2030, and then move your TP out of the way so you don't get knocked out on your TP. And then maybe you can bank half your position. Hope you're all good on that. And whatever you do, protect yourself. You don't want the traumatic story there from Farney, where he's lost a couple of quarts of beer. You don't want that to happen to you. Learn by his mistake there. Very, very important. Shame.
True. And then the angels will say, hey, at least we received now a soul that is not an alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Good. So yeah, I told you guys, we had such a struggle last couple of weeks and said, it doesn't go on forever. We seem to be back to actually start getting smiles back on our faces. It's been very stressful for me to try to keep a smiling face in the trading with all this bloody misery that's jumping around the markets, but it seems to be coming back. Direction's the name of the game. Got no direction, it's a stinker. Keep an eye on the NAS, keep an eye on the PPI, because we want to be looking at maybe Baba, but not Baba, particularly I'm looking at Microsoft. I think we get some downside here for later on this afternoon. Just keep an eye on that one, depending on the PPI. If we get an entry on opening, obviously only come on at 4, you can maybe look at Microsoft. And if you see anything else there, make a note of it. We'll discuss in the TR later on the share side, okay? Just a little request from you guys. If you see the GBPs, because I've got to move on, not the bid, not the sell, but the buy price come to 1150. Just remind me, and we can modify the stop to entry or a bit better to protect ourselves completely. Okay. Hope we're all good with that. And don't forget, modifiers start to $10 below. Sorry, Fanny, you're saying?
Sorry, I'm talking too much today. My apologies to all the traders. Just to refresh my memory, with the dollar weakening, the gold went busy going up. The indices will strengthen and the shares as well.
Not necessarily, no, the other way around. Not necessarily. People getting nervous of the shares. In theory, more the dollar, it's more the yields. Actually, I'll give you the yields. I think you need to have it. I hope it's not going to confuse too many people. I think you should have this as well. It's going to copy and paste it. Some guys don't have it. Discuss that quickly. Remember, I mentioned about opportunity costs. Okay. If you get a high interest rate, why would you take a risk putting money into shares if you take no risk putting interest? If you get a very low interest rate, you're not getting a return. So you've got to put it somewhere to attract you to the share market. Okay, so if the yields, take it down, that's a 10-year US Treasury bond. That is the most highly traded note in the world. We call it the paper, the note, or whatever. Now, we're not interested in the bond, we're interested in the yields, interest rate, the earnings, whatever you like to call it. Okay, now, if the yields start to come off, it tracks it to the share market, starts to go up, it's a downside in the share market. The problem with the share market at the moment is it's a lot of fear going on. That's why money's going to gold, because the banking problems we've had and the inflationary aspect that we've had. So it's slightly independent there as regards this sudden move up. But now there's talk of recession coming in, and CEO Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan saying this is a build up before we're getting a huge correction. People are starting to take off the table. So it's finding its sort of level highs around about the 30 to 30,500 on the NAS. And every time it's striking there, whatever it is similar on the Dow, it's not breaking up, it's coming back. And any slight jitteriness coming, the PPI might have some effect on it, to be honest. Any slight jitteriness coming in, then they will start saying, right, that's coming off. So if the dollar weakens, you're quite right. In theory, that should go up a bit, but a lot of that's already discounted in the market. It sounds a bit convoluted here, but it's not straightforward as it normally is. If the strengthening goes to Powell saying we're still going to stick with the hawkish stance on the inflation, and he's going to stick with high interest rates going forward, that should have a negative effect. Okay. So in theory, you're right. Sorry, the right way around. Is the dollar weakens, it should be okay for the shares, but there's so much jips out there. I think still stick with it. Sell the rally rather than getting too cute on the long side of it. Bit convoluted, but as I say. Well, I don't want to talk about in the class there, but I think the dollar is losing its safe haven appeal, hence the money's going into gold instead. So I agree with them, by the way. I don't see it's going to be much dollar strength in the nearby future. I don't know about the end of the week, going longer than that. It will bounce around. So DXY, remember, is a tradable instrument. It'll bounce around a bit, but I think 102 will hold. Then we'll shift it upwards, as if Powell states or comes out stating that we're going to continue to raise these interest rates, whatever the banks are going to do. Unlikely. If he does that, then the dollar will strengthen. But at the moment, it's not everybody's favorite. Okay, so I tend to agree with him. Don't know what reason they came up with it, but I tend to agree with it. On that basis, by the way, people in the GBP CHF, the ones that took the trade, you can move it down to 85. Now you protect yourself completely, 1.1185, assume you got in at the signal price. If you got in a better than the signal price, which I don't think anybody did, then fair enough. But I think you can move it down. I don't know when some guys chased it. If they chased it at 1.1175 or something, well, they shouldn't have done. You actually should have done. But if you did, that's a different ballgame. But I think you can put it down to 1.1185, your stop loss, and that should, in theory, protect most people who got it at the right price. Not after they will finally. No, don't think about it. I'm telling you, absolutely they will. Already, because it's a systematic world financial total catastrophe collapse, the governments have got to start looking after the depositors. They're not looking after banks anymore like they did in the past, because that's just a lie to say, well, you win if you win, if you fail, we'll bail you out. That's ridiculous. But they're not ESCOM, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry about the dig. But no, so they've taken a lot of relief to them by saying they'll look after the depositors. If they didn't do that, there'll be a systematic pullout. Then we've got a serious international, catastrophe, financially speaking. But still, it's not good. It's not good. And high interest rates, fortune, not good for the banks because they get their money from lending out. I get that. They get a bit more money from it. It's the foreclosure of loans. Most people don't understand basic economics. They look at it, oh, hang on a minute, I can afford £1,000 a month, forgetting the fact that 5% interest they can, and they're usually cutting it a bit short, you know. And then you've got a nice income coming in, the loan is going out, and suddenly the interest rates go up, and now it's not 1,000, it's maybe 1,250 a month, and that's squeezing them. And now they start thinking, oh my goodness, you know, you get the point. That's why they get foreclosures on cars and houses and loans and that sort of thing, which the banks don't want, clearly. They want to lend you and you pay the bloody lot back plus the interest, how they make their money. So that's the major worry. And there's been a smaller ones which didn't make the news have had some problems as well. That's why they changed the tune from 250,000 US dollars guarantees insured to basically the lot of the big banks. And then what happened to stop a run on the small banks going to the big banks for total protection, they've extended it to the smaller banks. And that's why Yellen opened a big mouth got caught in that. He said, no, but we strongly suggest you don't, which is a completely stupid comment to make. What are you guys going to do if your money is guaranteed in AMSA and you got more than 250? Let's say you got $1 million in AMSA and that's a small bank, and the big bank is standard, and it's the whole lot's guaranteed standard, but only 250 is guaranteed in AMSA. What are you going to do? Clearly, you're going to take it out and put in the other one. So that wasn't one of the. I suggest you don't. Well, it's not your money, mate. Sod off, Janet. You know what I mean? So that's a sort of silly thing to say. And so to rescue that, they've tweaked it to that covering, put a lot of bit of reassurance back into it. Okay. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. These start to go on. They can't guarantee everyone by printing more money, and inflation goes up and all sorts of problems. So there is enormous pressure on Powell at the moment. So if this is going to be the one, this is going to be the last one at 40%, and start saying, please, when can we start bringing them down? We want to know two things. Let's say it's released right this instant, 40%. We want to know, big question, will we be able to see this, number one, as no more for the coming future? And number two, when do you think we can do it? Can we do it next year, or can we bring them down a little bit this year? Those are major questions will be asked on him, and see how he comes up on that one. That makes sense. Okay. I just have to make a comment on that, Farney. You think you talk a lot, and you don't at all. You're quite silent compared to me. So I'm afraid to say I do talk a lot. So I'm full sympathy. And on the serious side, I enjoy your interaction. It helps. And sometimes you can often come up with stuff that will help everybody else out.
No, thank you very much. Because somewhere I tried to find it now, but it was somewhere on investing.com that the three big banks in America will release results tomorrow, or is it today? I can't recall. Wasn't it GS and JP Morgan, the other one I can't recall, but maybe it was the Bank of America. I know it's the three biggest ones, or three of the big ones.
Goldman Sachs, absolutely. JP Morgan, absolutely. I think Bank of America, absolutely. Probably those three, you're quite right. They're releasing, I didn't know that, releasing results tomorrow. There we are. That's a very important fact I didn't know. Thank you for that. That's why we work as a team. Very, very important. So if we see a trade on GS or JP Morgan, ignore it. Or Bank of America will ignore it. That'd be very interesting to see what they come up with. And that will have an effect. That's a very important piece of fundamental information to know about. So I'm going to check the economic calendar and just quickly put it on the week. Just get this out of the way because that is important. Actually, very important. Just get these things out of the way. Give me a second. Friday tomorrow. I haven't got anything written down on mine for tomorrow, So you must have access to another one that's giving you probably better information then. But whatever, I don't care. I've got the information now. Brilliant, thank you. That's very important, guys. Remember that. 3 of the biggest banks are releasing figures. This is extremely important. If it's tomorrow, if you can find out, let me know. I'd be grateful because it might make me pretty careful to jump into a lot of things, especially in the share market, for that, because that could have quite a large effect. If they're way down, it's going to have a big effect. Okay. So again, Neil, absolutely. Thank you for that. They're very
Okay,
much,
no, thanks.
very important. So keep an eye. If you know when it is, let me know. We don't be jumping into it in any stocks if those are coming out, because it will affect. Yeah. Go. Okay, that's fine. Okay, right. I've explained the J principle. You all got that. The momentum strategy, same thing. You've got economic calendar. You've got the yields and the DXY, so that should be good for you guys. Oh yes, the other one, don't forget, always check specifications. Just click on any one, right click, and it'll give you the information on that specific instrument, contract size, the margin, etc. Full access when you buy or sell it. I mentioned S&P earlier on. You find you can't trade it, why? We'll just have a quick check. Left click, right click, specifications. Look down here and it says close only. So if you're in it, clearly you can get out, but you can't enter it. So now you know why you can't get into S&P. There you are. So always check that. Don't forget, if you're going to a share like PayPal, you check this. What is the specification on the contract size? 1. Where does it say? 1. Compare that to Forex, it's 100,000. That's what I'm saying. So you go into 0.01 or micros or minis or whatever in Forex, but you don't do that on shares. Well, you can. If you hit your TP, you've got a down payment for 1 box of matches. You wasted your time. Okay, so we're going to go to F-stop. I'll give you an example. How many shares you buy. Let's say we're going to do a trade on F-stop. Where's F-stop? Yes, here we are. Let's say we're going to do a trade. What we're going to do, we're going to buy it. Put it on a daily. I'm going to buy it. And we're going to put the stop loss where we put the stop loss down here. That's 50 cents. Okay. So that means if you buy 1 share, you're risking 50 Yankee cents. So 2 shares, $1. So it's 9 Rand a share is your risk. So if you want to risk 900, you put in 100.0. Now you're not used to doing 1.0. You're used to Forex. So putting 100, you might go into complete funk. No, don't. You know, if you can risk 900 Rand, your stop loss is 50 cents per 1.0, then you put in, what do I just say? It's 900 Rand, you put 100, then you'd be buying 100 shares. You get the idea. We certainly want to do it on Forex. And don't forget on gold, not all side press 1. Gold is 10. Max. I just want to quickly do this again because I'm sure everyone's getting the maths on this. 10, contract size 10. But what's the price of gold? $2,000. Let's go to the Dow. The Dow is $33,000. Contract size is 10. So obviously the contract, one contract in Dow is 20 times bigger than the contract in, well, not 20, but around about a bit less than the gold. So I go 0.01 on the Dow, not for the micro, but the normal Dow, and 0.01 on gold. It's a different ballgame. So how do we overcome that problem? Just use the position size calculator. Let's do a gold one quickly. Okay, where's gold now? Gold. Let's just show what I mean. Gold. That's why we put the risk for 0.01. You see, guys can't do the maths on that. I don't think their future in this particular game is not going to happen. You've got to have basic arithmetic. You have to have it. I think in any job, to be honest. So we're going to put we'll do a $20 stock. Okay, so we're going to go buy this 2. What's 20 on that? 02. Make it 03. Make it 03. Not bad. Okay, is your stop loss, and we're going to make it 2070 as the TP. All right. Don't be a wise guy because of the trade idea. Clearly, no, it's not. It's an example. What's it say there? 46 Rand a micro. So you don't go in, well, if you've got 500 Rand, you go in 1 micro. If you've got 3 or 4 grand in your account, why would you go 1? You go several. If you've got 10 grand, you probably want to go in a mini or even a 1.2 minis or 12 micros or whatever. Simple as that. Okay, please understand that. Sorry, Ken, we'll go to that now. Just please understand that. Okay, that's what the Zoom classes, the platform training, these sort of things for. And then you can interact with your learning when you come to the training room, because something's not clear, you can interact. Right, I'm going to do this again. It's streaming up, so you're going to modify, okay? So it's now 31. I'm going to make it a straight 149. Just modify 149. Am I going to clear any of it? Because the momentum is pretty strong, I'm still going to stay in the full position. I'm not going to park close at the moment. It's still doing pretty well. Let's look at the weekly. It's coming here a bit, isn't it? Once we've got a 50-minute, any momentum change? See, it's come off a bit, but the buyers are still coming in. So if you do get a bit nervous at these sort of levels, go back to the weekly, and you want to close, you might say, I'll close half of it, just double click on there. Put in, let's say, half of it, 0.05, and then you close it, and you're left with 5. But I'm not going to do it quite yet, it's a bit more momentum, you get the idea. Okay. And I've modified the stop anyway. So I'm going to make a profit on that, whatever happens. All clear. These are things we can iron out in the trading room, and that's why it's important. Got all that, Benali, Bernard? Brother Watson, some new names in here. Got all that. Gugs, Cow, Mabawani. Lynette, have you got all that? Marnie, Mbuzo, Modiri, Mpo. If you got all that, that's the more important thing. Ramir's a new person. Hope you start to get it. If you're not, interact, ask. That's what it's for. Getting that now. Guys are getting it now. That's important. If you don't, run again. Like the guy said, just run that by me again. So you do till it's understood. It's no good saying sitting here all day and then going to the chat line, live chat, and ask a question that's explained in the trading room. Because you can't understand it with the Zoom class in the trading room, I can understand it in a limited media like the live chat. I get that a lot, you know. Please explain me how to trade on a live chat. Laptop clearly not possible. I can say it's doing pretty well, this. Is gold still hovering a little bit? It's getting near the TP, is it? That's still hovering around there, it's fine. Don't forget, modify your stop $10 below gold and see if we can get the TP, or raise the TP, park close. You know the story, I mentioned it a few times. Thanks again about the bank spell, I did not know that. So that's very important. Don't forget 2/3 today, PPI. You've got your economic calendar, just keep an eye on it. It said 2 or 3 star, clear the 3 is more important, but 2 stars there for a reason. And don't forget you save your charts. Like I say, right click, go to where is it, templates, save the template, put your name in there and press save. So if you do lose your chart for whatever reason, fat finger, whatever it happens to be, just go to the templates and then it's saved there. Click on it and it's up and running again. Doesn't matter, Bernard, we're here today. You're not going to learn Rome, you know, expression, the old cliche, Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't worry about it. No, you know, you got this afternoon, you got tomorrow morning, no afternoon tomorrow, just tomorrow morning, and then you got next week. Stick with it. Don't forget, guys, a couple of things to mention before we close off. All these are posted with the time and dates on the portal. Just scroll to social media on the menu, and then you'll see it there on YouTube. And then you can check it out if you're busy on the road or can't look at it. You can do that. And don't forget, your account manager will assist you in all the intermediate areas. You're up another account, you're not sure. Don't ask the trading guidance myself, you ask your account manager. And then if you haven't already got it, it's there on the portal as well. We work together, we're not against each other. Account manager's their thing. Intermediary side, I'm on the trading advice side. Okay. And I advise you all to send me a bottle of single malt as soon as you can. Strongly advise on that one. And then I invite old Farney over and share it.
That will be excellent. Please
That will
adhere
indeed.
to the request.
Yeah. Where do you live, by the way? You live in Pretoria or Joburg, or where do you live? Or out of town?
Yes, I'm living out of town. I'm approximately, as a crow flies, 200 meters from the Vaal River.
Oh, up there. Yes, my boat's on there. Sold it. Quite a nice boat. Never a bloody window. Quite a nice boat, actually, but no bloody wind. So in the end, I sold it. Okay, good, sharp, great stuff. Okay, just before we close, a quick recap. AUD, CAD, that was battling a bit. Let's see if it's still battling, anything happening there. Still battling a bit, but anyway, we'll just let it run. It's holding below there, so good news. The other ones, euro dollar doing fine. AUD, CHF is doing fine. Not brilliant, it's fine. 20 pips, can't compare that. Euro CAD 4708, that was doing okay. Is it still doing okay? That was the EJ 4708, that's doing okay. And this morning we got in on 4751. It's okay. At least it's in profit. Okay. AUD NZD, it's 82. AUD NZD 82 was a sell. It's coming back slowly. The guy's gotten a bit late, did themselves a favor. I think one did, he got a bit late, which is good. He got a better price. So he'll be in a bit of a profit. We're just bordering breaking even at the moment, but still coming right. And we know about the pound Swiss franc, that's fine. All in profit. Modify your stop loss now down into a bit of a profit there. That's a beaut. So one's a beaut, one slight profit, the other one is starting to get there. So that's not so bad this morning. Anything else? I think that's a lot. And of course, gold we mentioned from yesterday, doing just fine. So majority seem to be either okay to pretty good, and one or two, we're not out yet, but maybe come right in the end. Someone mentioned the dollar yen, by the way. Let's go to the daily dollar yen. See if we can do an EJ on this one. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Ignore the blacks below that. Yes, we can on the sell. Ah, we can. Anyone want to do an EJ on this one? Remember, the dollar's pretty weak, so I wouldn't mind selling this. Okay, we'll do this. It's quite simple. 50 pips, so your stop is at 133, call it 60. Make it 133.60 as your stop loss. It's 90 rand a micro. I don't know how much money you got there, Pietro, but if you want to risk 180 rand, it's 2 micros, 273, 4936, 360 rand is 4 micros, 450 rand is 5 micros. You work out where your risk. No TP, just go in the entry at market. Okay, I'll put that down for the German one.
Roger, just please repeat the numbers.
No problem, just going to do this quickly. Okay, you're going in at market. Your stop loss is going to be 50 pips above. So you can make it 133.65 if you want, plus or 133.60. Okay, now we're working on a 50 pip stop is 90 rand per 0.01. So clearly you work out what 3 miles you've got, how much money I'm prepared to risk on this one, and you divide it in. So you want to risk 600 rand, well, 9 6s are 54. So you put in 0.06. You want to risk a little bit more than that, you just do the maths on it. So write down, you got it.
Yes, thank you.
No TP, and just put them, if you want to put them stop in, fine. If you want to put a trading stop in, you can. And if you get a whole candle on the hourly, not the daily, hourly, above the red, then you just take it, then you just get out of it. It might not be 50, it might be 20 pips, I don't know. But just keep it, and if it stays below the red, keep modifying your stop. I'll give an example. Let's see, another one might get a better idea. Well, it's Swiss franc. Here we are. It's been down there for quite a while. All right, been out there. But let's say you got in here, you still hold on. Then you'd be out there. Get the idea? Or stop maybe, I don't know, whatever. But here's doing just fine. You can't chase it now, it's too far away. It's just, the exit clause is either stopped out on a trading stop, or it breaks above the 10-hour, not daily moving average. No, US dollar yen, where are we? No, that's the neutral zone is above the blue. So that's fine. Never mind the black, ignore the black. This is the EJ. Ignore the black's momentum strategy. So ignore the black completely. It's only about the brown and the blue. And the entire candle of today is blue, giving the sell indicator on the daily. Now you want the trigger for the entry. Is it below the 100? Sorry, the 10-hour moving average? Clearly, yes, it is. So there we are. What's the dollar doing? You can always check it. If the dollar's screaming up, you might give it a miss. A little bit of common sense then. If the dollar suddenly shooting up, then you might leave it alone. But the dollar is not shooting up, so you can take it. Hope that makes sense, Mr. Gerard. All good? All good. Good stuff. Okay, guys, that's about it for now. Don't forget PPI this afternoon and catch you later at 4 o'clock. And we do revisits, you can find some more stuff. Keep your eyes open for anything on momentums, shares, and like that. Jot it down, have a piece of paper handy, and we'll discuss further this afternoon. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you're all learning, hope you're getting value. Certainly should have done this week with the CPIs, the NFPs, and BBCs, and goodness knows what, and EJs. So far, it seems to be doing pretty damn good. So, should be some happy chappies there. Thank you, Bernard. Keep with it, stick with it. Don't panic, it's all new at the moment. It'll fall into place. Okay. Okay, well, cheers, guys.